question for you, bro.
Okay.
What for the Flight Madness? What brought you to
Hmm?
China?
Okay. Well, my mom was military. She was in the military for like 20 years. So when I was a kid, we lived in Germany, and then she also stayed in South Korea for like 5 years. So I basically grew up like, my mom always told me, hey, you should go to South Korea, go to South Korea. So I went to South Korea for a year, taught English there. It was okay, but I thought the country was a little bit too small, and I felt like, I could go to someplace bigger. And I had a classmate, he was in China, and he said, hey, man, come over here to China, man, I'll get you a job. You can like don't have to work that much, and I was already planning on going to China anyway because China's gigantic, and I just got the layup. Gave me the easy layup. I got the job, and yeah, man, I've been here ever since, bro. And I'm really curious. I want to I wonder what kind of videos you would make in China because I think Chinese people they get a bad rap for being racist when really I don't think so. So here's the thing, y'all. When it comes to like we call people racist, right? We gotta look at it from like a overall perspective and an individual perspective. So overall, you might say that a lot of Asian cultures are kind of racist. They're just racist. They're not just racist against black people. They're racist against each other. Like Chinese people, they hate the Japanese. Korean people hate the Japanese. Thai people, they don't like the Filipino people. Like the Thai people, they discriminate against the Filipino people. Pretty much everybody hates China over here in Asia. Like all these Asian countries, they all beefing with China. So like uh Asian on black racism gets the most attention because I guess it's the most obvious. But really, a lot of these Asian countries they really are just if you're not one of us, you're kind of like an outsider. So that's just kind of how it is. But really, like on an individual level, Chinese people will give you a chance. Like it's not like you're gonna like experience like no Chinese people want to be your friend or anything like that. So like you gotta understand like the media blows stuff up. Like you can easily go out and like meet girls here or whatever. It's just like on an overall level, in general, is like our Asian culture is more racist. Yes, but they're more racist against everybody. And yeah, but on an individual level, you'll be fine. You go out, meet friends, party, whatever. They'll love you. We got tons of hip hop clubs here, man. Like, especially you, CZ. Like, you got the kind of like the dreads and like the hat look. Like, there are tons of hip hop clubs where you go in, like they'll treat you like a celebrity because, like, you look like the guy on TV who like their favorite rapper, bro. Like, in their mind, you look similar to him anyway. But you'll get treated like a celebrity, man. So yeah, I just think. I think the whole racism thing, it is kind of blown out of proportion. I think it's just kind of the media and people being afraid to travel. So yeah, on the one MT live stream. Okay, who's that white guy that called in? He called in on my show too.
Wisner.
Oh yeah, him. He said something about how a lot of black guys were going overseas flexing like they throwing money, and then like you know they broke his heck actually. What do you guys think overall? Like, do you guys think like we need to like try harder to improve the image of black men overseas? Like, what do you think? I feel like, if we're not careful, some guys going overseas. I just feel like we need to have better control of our image, man. Like, we don't really have a lot of positive media representation. So I kind of want to double down on like, you know, calling out the BS and actually promoting like, the guys who have our stuff together. I feel like us three are pretty good examples of guys who are like, setting a pretty good image for guys that maybe they don't traditionally see. What do you guys think? There's a lot of coonery going on when guys travel overseas,
Well, I don't know if I would call it coonery, but what do you think? What is some bullshit you think you've seen from us?
So over here in Asia, we don't really have as too much from like Black American guys. We do have like lots of Africans over here. Like for example, when I was in Japan, just walking around Japan, Tokyo, you're gonna see random African guys on the street trying to pull you into their bars. Say, hey man, I got some Brazilian, Japanese strippers, man. They got good pussy, man. Come and see, man. Like they're walking around doing this to a lot of foreigners, man. And it's just like, it's not an attractive image, y'all. It's like on the one hand, we can say yeah, in Asia they do have a preference for like people who have whiter or lighter skin, but there also are a lot of people over here who kind of look like us, who are kind of messing up our image by doing sketchy stuff. Even in China, like in the Guangzhou area, you guys probably saw it in the media about like, oh, like the the Chinese people, they're throwing the black people out of the apartments and blah blah blah. Like it's painting the black people as a victim. And yeah, that probably did happen during that time. There probably were some African people who got kicked out, but there also are a lot of African people in China who are selling drugs and they're here on illegal visas. But you don't really see that in the media though. Like, I know an African guy, he was making really good money as a club promoter at a club here, but he decided to sell drugs anyway. And the girls he sold drugs to, like, they got busted by the police. Of course, they snitched and, he got deported. And it's like, I'm like, he didn't have to do that. He was making good money as a club promoter, but he decided to sell drugs anyway. So I think we need to call out this kind of behavior because if we keep glossing over it and we try to make like everybody else seem like just basically we make it seem like we're always the victim, is nothing's gonna change. Because like there are lots of black people out here who are making the rest of us look bad.
So, but what can we do about that though? Like what? Because no matter how much we call it out, the only people that can actually do something about it is the governments of those places.
That is a good question.
Ishmael says Ceezy, like the British and Australia women, he run through them in Phuket. Really?
Nah, that's cap. They cool though.
They cool. They are cool. I met some of them. Crypto Bro said Ceezy is the only brother that acknowledged that racism is instinctual, and not the media or Africans. It seems like all the other brothers in the space don't understand. Ceezy, can you explain?
Thank you for saying that, bro. Like everybody talks about media, media, media. Bro, out here nobody gives a fuck about media, bro. They know tales. It's like a tale thing. Like I was with a girl 2 days ago, and like she didn't say this about black people, but like this is how they think out here in Thailand. She's from Bangkok. I live in a part of Thailand where there's all Muslims. So she just told me, she's like, "You're not Muslim, right? We chilling already." Like she's like, "You're not Muslim, right?" I'm like, "Nah, why?" She's like, "I hate Muslims." I'm like, "Why?" She said, "I don't know. I just don't like. My family don't like, so I don't like."
Yeah, exactly.
That's just how Asia is. It's not about media. Media, they see rappers and all that, and maybe they see crime, but nobody's thinking that when they see you. They're going off instinct, you know?
Okay, so the next super, and I would agree with this. Some people, it's just like I seen a what you call it. I seen a black guy go to the Ku Klux Klan's headquarters or whatever that shit is, and he's like, "I don't know why I hate you. I just hate you." Basically, he's a fucking idiot. Like he's literally saying that he doesn't know why he would probably kill you, but he would do it just because that's what somebody taught him to do. A fucking idiot, like I said.